Hello everyone and welcome to Life Begins at 20. My name is Mark and today we have episode 4 of MTG Cubed. There's been a slight change in plan with this episode as the singles that I ordered haven't turned up yet, which is unsurprising considering the time of year it is and the post over here in the UK. So I've decided to change it up and have all of the 2-colour guild cards instead. I'm going to break these videos up into smaller ones just so that you can choose which guild you're interested in rather than one massive video. It just might make it a little bit easier for you all. For this video I'm going to be talking about my Rakdos guild cards. So let's get stuck in. Moving on to the Rakdos guild here, I've made sure that every single one of the 2-colour combinations has got a Planeswalker. So for this one is Sarkhan the Mad. So for 3 a black and a red, you've got yourself a 7 loyalty Planeswalker. His naught cost is reveal the top card of your library, put it into your hand. Sarkhan the Mad deals damage to himself equal to that card's converted mana cost. It can be quite useful for the card advantage. May end up killing himself, but to be perfectly honest, later on when you've used up most of his loyalty anyway, go for it for a card advantage, can't complain. -2, target creature's controller sacrifices it, then that player puts a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying onto the battlefield. I found this really useful if you can get yourself, I don't know, a load of goblin tokens or something along those lines in red or even zombies, and then you can sacrifice your own creature that's, you know, quite small, get yourself a 5/5 flying dragon. I don't mind doing this 3 times, to be perfectly honest. And his -4 is each dragon creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target player. To be perfectly honest, if there isn't that many dragons in this cube, so the -4 may not be that great, but if, say for example, you've managed to -2 him 3 times, he's disappeared, you can then maybe bring him back later on, so playing it from the graveyard, or returning a card from the graveyard, bringing him back. You can then swing in with his -4 to deal a lot of damage, so there are ways to be able to utilise that -4, but to be perfectly honest, his -2 is where most of the work's going to be done. Onto the creatures now, we've got Rakdos Cackler, so either a black or a red, you've got yourself a 1/1 with Unleash, and let's be fair, you're always going to be giving the Unleash anyway to give him a +1/+1 counter when you can't block. Because if you're an aggressive player, you're not going to want to block. Next up, we've got Olivia, Mobilised for War from Shadows over Innistrad. So for 1, a black and a red, you've got a flying 3/3, which is pretty strong by itself. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under control, you may discard a card. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. It gains haste until the end of turn and becomes a vampire in addition to its other types. So, to be perfectly honest, there are a fair few Madness cards. This may actually change over the course of the next few weeks because I've ordered a load of new cards, but there are a few Madness cards which are, you know, discarding a card's not going to be a problem. With black, if you're going to be discarding creatures, you may be able to bring them back from the graveyard anyway, so it's not the end of the world, and, you know, getting +1/+1 and getting them to be able to swing in straight away, I'd quite happily discard a card for that. Next up, we've got a card that I wanted to try out from Commander 2016, which is Vile Smasher of the Fierce. So for 1, a black and a red, you've got yourself a 2/3. Whenever you cast your first spell each turn, Vile Smasher of the Fierce deals damage equal to that spell's converted mana cost to an opponent chosen at random. Yes, this was a Commander card, so obviously there's maybe more players you're going to be playing against, but if you're going to be playing in Cube, mostly you're going to be playing against one other player, so every single time it's going to be doing damage to your opponent. I quite like that. I want to see if it works out. He may not, who knows. He may end up being an absolute waste of space, but the way I see it is he's going to have to be dealt with, or he's going to be burning down your opponent quicker than they really wanted to. So I think that's going to be a good card in Cube. Next up, we've got Murderous Redcap. So for 2 and either 2 black, 2 red, or a combo of, you got yourself a 2/2. When he enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player. So comes into the battlefield, hits him for 2, and he's got Persist as well. So when he dies, if it had no -1/-1 counters on it, return it to the battlefield with 1. So realistically, it's going to do 3 damage to a target player or creature in a combination of over its course of time. You may be able to swing in for some more extra damage or take away one of their creatures as well. So I quite like that card. If you can bring it back as well from the graveyard, you can just be doing more damage. So, a really strong card for this guild there. Next up, we've got Grenzo, Dungeon Warden. I really do like this card. He is, to be perfectly honest, very, very strong. So for X, a black and a red, He enters the battlefield with X+1/+1 counters on it, so he starts off as a 2/2 and gets bigger and bigger. You can pay 2 to put the bottom card of your library into your graveyard. If it's a creature card with power less than or equal to Grenzo's power, put it onto the battlefield. I mean, to be perfectly honest, if you can buy him for 7, for example, so 5 and then the red and the black, most times you're going to be able to get yourself a free creature onto the battlefield for 2 mana. That's incredible. Yeah, sometimes the creature's going to be cheaper than 2, but a lot of the time you're going to get yourself something big for a lot cheaper than you wanted to. I think that's a really strong card. It's got the potential to be anyway. Onto the instants, we've got Terminate. So for a black and a red, you've got an instant to destroy target creature, and it can't be regenerated. The keyword being it can't be regenerated there. Strong card there. I do like that. Glad it was reprinted in 2016. And next we've got a sorcery, we've got Dreadbore. So for a black and a red, destroy target creature or planeswalker. A creature could be regenerated, but to be perfectly honest, two mana to destroy a planeswalker I can't really complain about. So those are all the cards I have from this guild. If you want to see the rest, I've put a link in the description below for them all. If you have any suggestions for improvements to these cards, do let me know in the comments section below. I'm always keen to find upgrades for my cube and to learn what you all think. Your suggestions for my white cards has been truly amazing, so thank you all for the suggestions that you've given. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button for new content every Tuesday and Friday. I'll be running my Christmas giveaway on Friday, so do watch out for that. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.